Dawn breaks. Silence hangs in the air. Your alarm shatters the stillness. And in that single moment, before your mind floods with thoughts, before the world makes its demands, you hold pure potential. Right here, right now. You can either let this day happen to you, or you can seize it with both hands and make it yours. Marcus Aurelius knew this battle intimately. Ruler of Rome, warrior, philosopher, he faced mornings just like yours, and he wrote these words in his private journal. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being, not as a slave to comfort, not as a victim of circumstance, as a human being who chooses strength over weakness, discipline over drift. Listen, your mind will either be your weapon or your prison, and that decision gets made in the first 30 minutes after you wake up. Most people hand their power away before breakfast. They grab their phone, they scroll, they let anxiety, comparison, and chaos flood their consciousness, and by the time they realize what happened, the day already owns them. But not you, not today, not anymore. Stoicism cuts through the noise with one razor-sharp truth. You cannot control the world, but you can master your response to it. And that mastery begins when you open your eyes. It begins when you decide that this morning, this singular, unrepeatable morning, will not be wasted on autopilot. Seneca warned us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Stop suffering. Stop imagining worst-case scenarios. Stop rehearsing failure in your mind. Start commanding your morning instead. Every sunrise is a reset button, a second chance, a clean slate handed to you by the universe itself. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have your entire life figured out. You just need to win the next 60 minutes. Because when you win your morning, you build momentum. And momentum is everything. It's the difference between people who talk about change and people who become it. Right now, we're diving into 10 Stoic practices that will transform how you start your day. Not theory, not philosophy for the sake of sounding wise. Real tools you can use every morning to discipline your mind, reclaim your energy, and walk through your day like someone who owns it. These aren't motivational band-aids. These are battle-tested principles that helped ancient warriors, emperors, and philosophers survive chaos and build legendary lives. And I need something from you right now. Hit that like button, not later, now. Drop a comment telling me you're ready to change your mornings. Share this with one person who needs to hear it. Subscribe to this channel because we're building an army of people who refuse to live on autopilot. And don't you dare skip a single section of this video. Every piece matters. Every practice builds on the last. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. If you're ready to own your mornings, type this in the comments right now. I wake up with purpose. Number 1. Today is yours. Make it count. Every morning you're handed 24 brand new hours. No one can take them from you. No one can spend them for you. They're yours. But here's the catch. They disappear whether you use them or not. The Stoics called this memento mori, the remembrance of death, not to make you sad, but to wake you up. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Think about that. We act like we have forever, but we don't. And the mornings we throw away, we never get them back. When you wake up, your first thought matters. Most people wake up thinking about what they didn't finish yesterday or what might go wrong today. That's a losing game. Instead, start with a simple declaration. Today is mine. I own it. I will not drift through it. This isn't arrogance, it's ownership. It's refusing to be a passenger in your own life. The moment you take responsibility for your day, you take back your power. The Stoics believed that each day was a microcosm of an entire life. How you live today is how you live your life. If you waste today, you're practicing wasting your life. If you honor today, you're practicing a life of meaning. So, when your alarm goes off, don't hit snooze. Don't check your phone. Don't scroll. Sit up, take a breath, and remind yourself, this day will never come again. It's not a rehearsal, it's the real thing. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." And what's beyond your control? Yesterday, tomorrow, other people's opinions. What is in your control? Right now, this moment, this choice. You can't control if it rains today, but you can control whether you complain about it or grab an umbrella. You can't control if someone is rude to you, but you can control whether you let it ruin your peace. Making today count doesn't mean you have to conquer the world. It means you show up with intention. It means you move through your day with awareness, not autopilot. It means you ask yourself, am I using my time, or is my time using me? When you start treating each day like the gift it is, everything shifts. You stop procrastinating. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop living in your head and start living in your life. Today is yours. Don't waste it. Don't save it. Live it. Drop your declaration below. Comment, "I own my day." Below. Comment, "I own my day." Number 2. Your thoughts shape your day. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not your circumstances, not your bank account, not the weather or the traffic or what someone said to you, your thoughts." And the battle for your day is won or lost in your mind before you ever step out of bed. If you wake up thinking, "I don't want to do this," then you won't. If you wake up thinking, "I can't handle this," then you probably won't. But if you wake up thinking, "I choose how I respond to today," everything changes. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but most people never train it. They let thoughts run wild, like untamed horses pulling them in every direction. The Stoics understood that discipline begins with awareness. You have to catch your thoughts before they catch you. When a negative thought appears, "This is too hard, I'm not good enough," what's the point? Don't let it settle in. Question it. Challenge it. Ask. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Think about how many times you've worried about something that never happened, how many hours you've lost replaying conversations that are over, how many mornings you've started in a mental prison of your own creation. The Stoics practiced something called premeditatio malorum, imagining the worst so you're prepared, not paralyzed. But they didn't dwell there. They used it to build resilience. Then they moved forward with clarity. Every morning, you get to choose the lens you look through. You can focus on what's wrong, or you can focus on what's possible. You can replay yesterday's mistakes, or you can learn from them and let them go. This isn't toxic positivity. This is intentional thinking. It's refusing to let your mind bully you into a bad day before it even starts. When you wake up, take 60 seconds, just 60, and set your mental direction. Say to yourself, "I will not be ruled by fear today. I will not be reactive. I will be thoughtful. I will be strong." The quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your actions, and the quality of your actions determines the quality of your life. It's that simple. If you think small, you'll act small. If you think defeated, you'll act defeated. But if you think with purpose, with courage, with discipline, you'll act that way too. Your thoughts are not random. They're seeds. And every morning, you're planting a garden. Plant wisely. Let me see your commitment. Write in the comments, "I choose my thoughts." Number 3. Leave yesterday behind. One of the most powerful lessons from Stoicism is this: you cannot change the past, not 1 second of it. Not one word, not one mistake. And yet, so many of us carry yesterday into today like a heavy backpack we refuse to put down. We wake up thinking about what we should have said, what we should have done, who we should have been. And while we're stuck in yesterday, today slips away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Not because the past doesn't matter, but because clinging to it steals your power. Every morning is a reset button. It's a chance to start fresh, to let go of what didn't work, and to step forward without the weight of regret. This doesn't mean you ignore your mistakes. The Stoics were big on reflection. They believed in reviewing your day, learning from it, and improving. But there's a difference between learning and dwelling. Learning says, "I see what I did wrong, and I'll do better." Dwelling says, "I can't believe I did that. I'm terrible. I'll never change." One moves you forward, the other keeps you stuck. Epictetus taught that we disturb ourselves by our own judgments. It's not the past that's hurting you, it's the story you're telling yourself about the past. Maybe you failed at something, maybe you hurt someone, maybe you missed an opportunity. Okay, that happened. But who says it has to define you? Who says you can't wake up today and be different? The Stoics believed in the power of now. They believed that every moment is a chance to practice virtue, to act with wisdom, to begin again. Letting go of yesterday isn't about pretending it didn't happen. It's about refusing to let it control you. It's about recognizing that you are not your worst moment. You are not your biggest mistake. You are someone who is capable of growth, of change, of showing up better today than you did yesterday. And that starts with a simple choice: to leave what's behind you where it belongs, behind you. When you wake up tomorrow, ask yourself, am I carrying something I don't need to carry? If the answer is yes, set it down. Forgive yourself, forgive others, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You deserve to move through your day without dragging chains. The past is over. Today is here, and you get to decide what you bring into it. Show me you're ready to move forward. Type, "I release what I cannot change." Number 4, control your mind first. There's a reason the Stoics spent so much time talking about the mind, because everything starts there. Your emotions, your actions, your results, your... Epictetus said it plainly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Most people spend their mornings reacting. They wake up, check their phone, and immediately give their mental energy away. A notification, a message, a headline, and just like that, they're no longer in control. Their mind is being pulled in 10 directions before they even get out of bed. Controlling your mind doesn't mean forcing yourself to think a certain way. It means being intentional about where you place your attention. It means not letting every passing thought dictate your mood. The Stoics practiced what they called the discipline of assent, choosing which thoughts to accept and which to dismiss. Not every thought that enters your mind deserves your energy. Some thoughts are just noise. Some are old patterns trying to repeat themselves, and you have the power to say, "No, I'm not going there today." When you wake up, your mind is at its most vulnerable. It's still half asleep, still processing dreams, still fuzzy, and that's exactly when fear, doubt, and anxiety try to sneak in. They know you're not fully alert yet, so they whisper things like, "You're not ready," or "This is going to be hard," or "Why even try?" And if you're not careful, you'll believe them. But here's the truth. Those thoughts are not you. They're just mental static, and you don't have to obey them. The Stoics believed in morning rituals, not because they were superstitious, but because they knew the mind needs structure. Before you do anything else, take control. Sit quietly for a moment. Breathe. Ground yourself. Remind yourself of what matters. Remind yourself of who you want to be. This isn't meditation for the sake of being calm. This is preparation. This is you taking the reins before the day tries to throw you off course. Marcus Aurelius would wake up and tell himself, "Today I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant." He wasn't being negative. He was preparing his mind so nothing could catch him off guard. When you control your mind first, everything else becomes easier. You don't overreact. You don't spiral. You don't let one bad moment ruin the next 10. You move through your day with clarity, with intention, with power. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you decided, first thing in the morning, that your mind belongs to you, and no one and nothing else gets to take it from you. Claim your power in the comments below. I control my mind. Number 5. There's a concept in physics called momentum. An object in motion stays in motion, and the same is true for your life. How you start your morning creates momentum that carries you through the entire day. If you start slow, distracted, and half-hearted, that energy follows you. But if you start strong, with clarity, with focus, with action, you build a force that's hard to stop. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't wait to feel motivated. They didn't wait for inspiration. They acted first, and the energy followed. Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." That means you don't ease into your day. You don't warm up to it. You attack it, not with stress or aggression, but with purpose. You decide what matters most, and you do that first, not later, not when you feel like it. First, because when you win the morning, you win the day, and when you win the day, you win your life. It's that simple. Starting strong doesn't mean you have to do something huge. It means you do something that matters. Maybe it's 10 minutes of reading. Maybe it's a workout. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's tackling the hardest task on your list while your mind is still fresh. Whatever it is, it should be something that makes you feel like you've already won before most people have even started. The Stoics called this practicing virtue, doing the right thing, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. But here's the key: starting strong is only half the battle. You also have to finish stronger. A lot of people start with fire and fizzle out by noon. They make big plans and quit halfway through. The Stoics hated that. They believed in endurance, in consistency, in seeing things through. Marcus Aurelius said, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." It's not about being flashy. It's about being faithful to your commitments. It's about doing what you said you'd do, even when no one's watching, even when it's boring, even when it's hard. Every morning, ask yourself 2 questions. How will I start today? And how will I finish today? Because the truth is, a strong start with a weak finish is just wasted potential. But a strong start with a strong finish, that's how you build a life you're proud of. That's how you build discipline. That's how you become unstoppable. Start strong, stay strong, finish stronger. Declare your intention. Comment, "I finish what I start." Number 6, perfect. It just matters that you move. Because movement creates clarity. Movement creates momentum, and momentum creates results. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. The more you think about doing something, the more reasons you find not to do it. But when you act immediately, you don't give fear a chance to talk you out of it. Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly." But here's the thing: great things are created through immediate, repeated action. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Every morning is an opportunity to practice immediacy, to stop negotiating with yourself, to stop making excuses, to stop saying, "I'll do it later," and just do it now. It doesn't have to be big. Make your bed, take a cold shower, write one sentence. You become unstoppable. Waiting feels safe, but it's a trap. It's the illusion of control. You think you're being careful, being smart, being strategic. But really, you're just scared. And that's okay. Fear is human, but you don't have to obey it. The Stoics taught that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. So, feel the fear, acknowledge it, and then do the thing anyway. Act now. Not because you feel like it, but because you're someone who acts. Because you're someone who doesn't wait for permission from life. You take it. Prove you're done waiting. Type below, "I act without delay." Number 7. Focus gives you energy. Here's something most people get backwards. They think they need energy to focus. But the truth is, focus creates energy. When your mind is scattered, when you're trying to do 10 things at once, when you're jumping from task to task, you feel drained, exhausted, overwhelmed. But when you focus on one thing, when you pour your full attention into a single task, something shifts. You feel alive, you feel powerful, you feel capable. The Stoics called this single-mindedness. They believed that the fragmented mind is the suffering mind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness. Not what's behind you, not what might happen later. What's in front of you, right now, this moment, this task, this breath. Because when you're fully present, you're not wasting energy on worry. You're not leaking attention to distractions. You're channeling everything you have into what matters. And that's where real power lives. Every morning, distractions are waiting for you. Your phone, your email, social media, the news, other people's problems. And every time you give in to a distraction, you're giving away a piece of your energy. The Stoics understood that attention is a limited resource. You only have so much of it, and where you place it determines what you create, what you accomplish, and who you become. So, guard it, protect it. Don't let the world steal it from you before you even start your day. Seneca said, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When you're multitasking, you're not really doing anything well. You're just spreading yourself thin. But when you focus, truly focus, on one thing, you do it better, you do it faster, and you feel better doing it. Focus isn't just about productivity. It's about presence. It's about honoring the moment you're in. It's about saying, "This matters. I'm here. I'm not half present. I'm all in." Every morning, decide on your focus. What's the one thing that, if you did it today, would make everything else easier or unnecessary? Do that first. Give it your full attention. No phone, no interruptions, no divided mind. Just you and the work. The Stoics believed that virtue is its own reward. But focus is your superpower. It's what separates the people who drift from the people who dominate. And it starts the moment you wake up with the decision, "Today, I will be fully present. Today, I will focus." Tell the world your decision. Comment, "I focus."
Sometimes, the greatest victory is the one no one sees, the moment you choose peace instead of anger, silence instead of reaction, wisdom instead of impulse. Welcome to Stoic Valor, where every word is designed to awaken your inner strength and remind you that the most powerful weapon you can carry is your mind. The ancient Stoics believed that the key to a peaceful life lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering our response to it. Their philosophy was not about cold detachment, but about deep understanding. a way of seeing reality as it truly is, without distortion or illusion. To live as a Stoic is to live awake. It is to know that the universe will not bend to your desires, yet your mind, your judgment, your choices, your perspective can remain unshaken amidst the chaos. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That is the essence of Stoicism. Control what you can, accept what you cannot, and find serenity in the space between the two. Let us begin with the first principle, control and acceptance. When something disturbs you, it is not the thing itself but your judgment about it. A traffic jam, a harsh word, a failure, these are neutral events until your mind gives them meaning. The Stoic does not deny emotion, but observes it, questions it, and reclaims command over it. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Imagine your mind as a fortress. Every insult, disappointment, or inconvenience is like a wave crashing against its walls. If your foundation is built on reason and clarity, the waves may roar, but they will never break you." The second principle, amor fati, the love of fate, invites us to not only accept what happens, but to embrace it as necessary. To say, "This too is part of my path." Marcus Aurelius did not merely endure hardship, he learned to see purpose in it. When plague struck Rome and his empire faced revolt, he wrote in his journal, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." That is the Stoic spirit. Whatever life throws at you, you transform into fuel. The third principle, the dichotomy of control, is the foundation upon which Stoic peace is built. There are only two kinds of things, those within our control and those outside of it. Within our control are our opinions, desires, and actions. Outside of our control are the outcomes, the opinions of others, and external events. Most suffering begins when we confuse the two. We try to control the uncontrollable, and in doing so, we lose ourselves. Seneca warned, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." How often do you replay past mistakes or fear future pain? The Stoics teach us to live in the present, to give our full attention to what we can act upon right now. Principle 4. Memento mori. Remember that you must die. May sound dark, but it is in fact liberating. Death reminds us that life is fleeting and that most of what disturbs us is trivial in the grand scheme of things. Epictetus reminded his students that every time they kiss their child or spouse, they should remember their mortality, not out of sadness, but out of gratitude. To remember that every moment could be the last is to finally live fully. Principle 5. Virtue is the only good. To the Stoics, external success, wealth, and reputation meant nothing compared to the state of one's character. Virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance was the only true good. Everything else was indifferent. This is why Marcus Aurelius could rule the largest empire on earth and still write, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Principle 6. Discipline over desire. Modern life teaches us to chase comfort, to seek pleasure, to avoid pain at all costs. But Stoicism teaches restraint, not repression, the mastery of impulses, so that your desires serve you, not enslave you. As Ryan Holiday writes, "The obstacle is the way. Every challenge you resist is an opportunity to grow stronger." The Stoic does not avoid difficulty. He uses it to refine himself. Principle 7. Perception shapes reality. If your perspective is distorted, your world will be too. When you choose to see every event as training for your mind, you turn chaos into clarity. As James Clear would say, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Your system, your mind, must be trained daily to interpret events through reason, not emotion. Principle 8. Focus on the present moment. The Stoics called it living according to nature. It means aligning with what is happening right now instead of resisting it. The present is all we ever truly possess. Seneca wrote, "He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary." Anxiety is born from the mind's attempt to live in the future. The Stoic mind returns always to the now. Principle 9. Emotions are messages, not masters. Stoicism does not teach the suppression of feeling. It teaches awareness. When anger arises, the Stoic asks, what belief created this emotion? When sadness comes, he looks within. What attachment am I clinging to? In this way, emotions become teachers. You do not destroy them, you transform them through understanding. Principle 10. Simplicity and moderation. The Stoic life is free of excess. Epictetus owned almost nothing, and yet called himself rich, for his wealth came from contentment. Modern life drowns us in distraction, but simplicity sharpens the soul. To live simply is to reclaim space for what truly matters: virtue, purpose, peace. Principle 11. Community and responsibility. The Stoics saw themselves as citizens of the world, connected to all of humanity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings no benefit to the bee." Living stoically means acting for the good of others, not out of obligation, but out of recognition that we are all part of a greater whole. Principle 12. Gratitude amidst adversity. Every morning, the Stoic wakes up and says, "Today I will meet people who are rude, arrogant, or ungrateful, but they cannot harm me, for I have chosen to be kind." Gratitude is not naive optimism. It is conscious awareness of how much remains good, even when life is hard. These principles are not just ancient words, they are blueprints for inner freedom. Each one whispers the same truth: you are not at the mercy of the world. You are the architect of your response. As Robin Sharma once said, hard times produce your higher self. And the Stoics would agree. The purpose of life is not to avoid pain, but to use it as the forge for your character. The Stoic mind does not seek a life without storms. It learns to stand still in the middle of them. There comes a moment when all the reading, all the quotes, and all the theories fade, and only your reaction remains. That moment is where Stoicism begins. In words, and start becoming armor. Let's explore how these 18 Stoic principles translate into real life, how they can become habits so ingrained that nothing and no one can truly disturb your peace. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, before checking your phone, before thinking about yesterday's problems, you sit in silence. The world is still asleep, but your mind is awake. You remind yourself, today I will meet challenges. I will face people who may frustrate me. But I control my mind, and my mind is calm. This is morning reflection, a Stoic ritual practiced by Marcus Aurelius himself. Each day he wrote to his own soul, reminding it to stay grounded. You can do the same. Before the day begins, prepare your mind as a warrior prepares for battle, not with aggression, but with readiness. Principle 13. Prepare for the day. The Stoics believed that mental rehearsal builds resilience. If you expect everything to go your way, every obstacle feels like an attack. But if you expect challenge, you meet it with calm acceptance. Ryan Holiday calls this premeditation of evils. You imagine what could go wrong, not to live in fear, but to remove fear's surprise. If the meeting fails, I will learn patience. If the car breaks down, I will practice composure. If someone insults me, I will train my ego to stay silent. Each scenario becomes a chance to sharpen your virtue. Principle 14. Pause before reacting. This may be the single most powerful Stoic habit in the modern world. The pause is your sword. It is the difference between being ruled by emotion and ruling over it. When anger rises, breathe. When fear takes hold, pause. Epictetus taught that between stimulus and response, there is choice. In that choice lies your freedom. Try this. The next time you feel triggered, count 3 slow breaths. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? You'll find that 90% of what once bothered you becomes irrelevant after a few seconds of stillness. Principle 15. Voluntary discomfort. The Stoics practiced moments of intentional hardship to train the mind. Seneca would sleep on the floor, eat simple meals, and remind himself, is this the condition I so feared? When you expose yourself to mild discomfort, cold showers, fasting, silence, or solitude, you weaken fear's grip on your life. You learn that comfort is not happiness, and discomfort is not tragedy. Try once a week to practice voluntary simplicity. Leave your phone behind for a few hours. Walk without music. Sit without distraction. Listen to your thoughts instead of running from them. In that silence, before sleep, take a few minutes to review your day. Marcus Aurelius did this every night, not to judge himself harshly, but to understand. Ask yourself, where did I act with virtue today? Where did I let emotion control me? What can I improve tomorrow? This small ritual transforms chaos into clarity. Journaling is not a trend. It's a form of self-dialogue, a conversation with your own soul. Over time, it becomes a mirror reflecting who you truly are. Principle 17. See every obstacle as a lesson. The Stoic mind reframes problems as practice. When something goes wrong, the average person says, "Why me?" The Stoic says, "What is this teaching me?" Lost your job? Learn resilience. Got rejected? Strengthen self-worth. Facing illness? Practice acceptance and gratitude. This is the core of amor fati, to love not only the easy parts of life, but also the ones that challenge you. The next time life seems unfair, whisper to yourself, "This is fuel," because that's what Marcus Aurelius meant when he said, "A blazing fire makes brightness from everything thrown into it." Principle 18. Detach from what you cannot control. This is not about indifference. It's about liberation. The Stoics didn't want you to stop caring. They wanted you to stop clinging. You can love deeply, work passionately, and strive boldly, but you must release attachment to outcomes. Do your best and let fate decide the rest. A Stoic does not measure success by victory, but by effort aligned with virtue. When you release your obsession with control, you become untouchable. Now imagine living your entire life this way, waking with gratitude, meeting adversity with calm, ending the day with reflection. You would move through the world like a quiet storm, powerful but never chaotic. And yet Stoicism is not about perfection. Even Marcus Aurelius had moments of weakness. Even Seneca doubted himself. The goal is not to never fall, but to rise wiser each time you do. To apply Stoicism daily, you must integrate it into your habits. Start with small, repeatable actions. Morning reflection, what can I control today? Mindful pause, is this worth my peace? Evening review, what did I learn? Over time, these micro-practices build a fortress within you. You're this ataraxia, tranquility of the soul, a state where nothing external can truly disturb your internal harmony. But do not mistake Stoicism for detachment from life. It is not about suppressing passion or avoiding joy. It is about seeing everything clearly. the joy, the pain, the chaos, and choosing wisdom in the midst of it. Because life will test you. Someone will insult you. Someone will betray you. Something you built will fall apart. The question is not if, it is how will you respond? You have two options: be a slave to reaction or a student of reason. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Freedom begins where reaction ends. The Stoic lives with calm intensity. He works hard but without obsession. He loves fully but without dependence. He acts with courage but without arrogance. He walks through storms, knowing they are temporary, that all things pass, and peace remains. This is the kind of strength the world cannot take from you. If you want to see Stoicism in action, try this simple challenge for the next 7 days. Each morning, write one Stoic principle on paper. Read it before leaving home. During the day, whenever you face difficulty, recall that principle. At night, reflect on how well you lived it. Day 1, focus only on what you can control. Day 2, practice patience with others. Day 3, embrace discomfort. Day 4, remember mortality and live fully. Day 5, reframe every problem as training. Day 6, express gratitude even for challenges. Day 7, end the day in reflection. Repeat the cycle until these ideas stop being lessons and start being your nature. If you practice this long enough, you'll notice something remarkable. The same things that once triggered you now feel like whispers. What once broke you now strengthens you. What once felt unbearable becomes the reason you are unshakable. And that is when you'll understand what the Stoics meant by inner freedom. If this message is resonating with you, don't forget to subscribe to Stoic Valor, because here we don't just reflect, we transform. Remember, philosophy is not about how you speak, it's about how you live. And if you live these principles, no insult, no loss, no pain will ever have the power to disturb your peace again. There comes a day when all the noise fades, when success and failure feel the same, when what once made you furious now only makes you smile. That is the day you realize you have become unshakable, not because life has stopped testing you, but because you no longer depend on life to be at peace. The Stoics never promised a life free of pain. They promised a mind free of slavery. A mind that refuses to be owned by anger, fear, or chaos. Marcus Aurelius lost his children, fought wars, faced betrayal, and yet wrote words filled with calm and compassion. Epictetus was born a slave, crippled in body but unbreakable in spirit. Seneca faced exile and forced death, yet his final letters were filled with serenity. Each of them lived through storms greater than ours, and still they found peace. Why? Because they understood something most people never do, that the only true power is mastery of the self. You can lose everything, your job, your status, your relationships, but as long as you control your mind, you are free. Imagine a life where no insult can disturb you, no failure can define you, no fear can own you. A life where your peace is untouchable because it depends only on you. That is what the 18 Stoic principles teach. Not how to escape pain, but how to use it. Pain becomes purpose. Loss becomes wisdom. Struggle becomes strength. The Stoics saw life as a training ground for the soul. Every hardship, every irritation, every moment of waiting is your lesson. When you face difficulty, remember this: the world is not punishing you, it is refining you. Every person you meet is your mirror. The rude one teaches you patience. The arrogant one teaches you humility. The ungrateful one teaches you grace. The world is your teacher if you choose to see it that way. And so, the Stoic does not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" He asks, "How can this serve my growth?" When you begin to live this way, life changes. You stop rushing. You stop arguing. You stop being pulled by the drama of others. You learn to observe rather than react, to breathe rather than explode, to forgive rather than blame. There will still be pain, but it will no longer rule you. You will still feel emotion, but it will no longer drown you. You will still face chaos, but within it, you will remain calm. That is real power, quiet, steady, unbreakable. Remember what Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Every challenge you face is a test of your inner armor. Every time you stay calm in the face of turmoil, you become stronger than before. And yet, Stoicism is not about becoming emotionless. It's about feeling everything deeply, joy, love, pain, but never becoming a prisoner of any of it. It is not about escaping life, but embracing it fully, with wisdom as your guide and virtue as your compass. As you walk your path, carry these truths with you. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fears. You are not your past. You are the observer, the calm center within the storm. Train your mind